This week I'm going to show you how to make what I eat for lunch pretty much every day, at least about 5 days a week, 4 or 5 days a week. A kind of Korean soup made with doenjang and gochujang. Those are fermented soybean paste and fermented chili paste. And some tofu, some dried shiitakes, and whatever happens to be in the fridge that you've got at the moment. I'm going to throw some pork shoulder in that I roasted yesterday. So let's get cooking. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to simmer a couple of dried shiitakes. You can get these at in a million places. So I'm just going to throw these into a pot with some water and simmer those for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. And we'll come back, take them out, and deal with the rest. Okay, so these have been simmering for about 10 minutes. I'm going to pull them out. Let them cool down a bit. If they're dirty, I'll kind of run them under some cold water in the sink. And you can see you've got a nice kind of mushroom broth there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got some pork shoulder that I roasted yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in now to help flavor the broth. I just kind of cubed it up. Nothing fancy. So that's going to add a lot of flavor and fat because really, until you put sesame oil in at the end, you're really not getting any fat in this. And if you want to keep it totally vegan, omit that. Add more mushrooms or seaweed. I'll often put wakame in here also, which I'm going to skip today. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to cube up some tofu. I'm going to throw that in. And I'm going to add some gochujang, which is the Korean hot pepper paste. I don't have much left right now. I'm just going to use like the rest of this. And that's going to go in. I'll make it a little bit spicy, so season it as well. And some doenjang. Fermented, it's kind of like Korean miso paste. So I use maybe like a tablespoon of that. You don't really need all that much. I like to kind of squish it against the side of the pot just to kind of help it dissolve a little quicker. And so I'm going to mix that up together. While that's simmering, I'm going to deal with these mushrooms. I like to take the stems off, just because. You could leave them on. Sometimes they're a little dirty. These are actually pretty clean mushrooms. But sometimes you get kind of less expensive ones that might be a little dirty. So I'm just going to dice these up. You can leave these, cut these in any, you leave them in strips. Or whatever you want, if you like texture. I like to kind of dice it up like this so that it cooks further and further infuses the broth in a quicker amount of time because I don't want to spend all day cooking lunch. I do that with dinner, not lunch. So that's going to go in too. And we're just going to let this simmer for a while. And those pastes are going to dissolve, the pork fat's going to melt, the tofu is going to absorb more flavor, and the mushrooms are going to contribute more flavor. And that's about it. We'll let it simmer for a little while longer, and then we'll bowl it up. Alright, this has been simmering for a couple minutes. I just want to get the fat in the pork rendered out a little bit and just warmed up, and for everything to kind of come together and the paste to dissolve. One thing I love about eating this is that you can really throw anything that you've got kicking around your house into this, and it's going to be delicious. I just happen to have these roasted seaweed snacks. It's one of my favorite toppings here. So what I like to do with these is I just cut them into strips, like so. And I've just got I had some leftover basmati rice in the fridge from last night's dinner. So it's cold, the soup's hot. It's going to cool down the soup a bit. so that you'll be able to eat it quicker. And just dump it in. Super simple. This is lunch. Quick, easy, delicious, extremely healthy. Like I said, you can keep it vegan, and you can really just put anything you want in here. If you got scallions, I don't happen to have any scallions at the moment, but if you did, that would be a great thing to put in. Whatever, chilies. If you want more vegetables in it, go for it. Super malleable. And I'm going to throw a little bit of sesame oil on there as well. And that's it. Lunch is ready. I'm going to eat it now. Not on camera. Off camera. Looks good though. Tastes good too. See you next time.